Buried deeply in the imagination of human mythology lies an ancient symbol, a serpent coiled around the roots or branches of a sacred tree. It appears in nearly every corner of the world, within many cultures and mythologies. We see it as the cunning snake in the Garden of Eden, Ladon, guardian of the golden apples in Greek legend, Nidhogg in Norse mythology, and the sly serpent in the Hulupu tree of Sumerian myth. But why does this image haunt our collective consciousness? Why does a serpent, a creature so grounded on the earth, always seem to find its way into the heart of the trees of life, enlightenment, and immortality? When I first read about the serpent in Eden, I, like many of you surely did, thought it was just a symbol of evil. But after seeing similar stories from other cultures, I started to wonder, what if the serpent represents something deeper? Is this the devil, the demon looking to swallow the life of sacred things, or is it more complicated than that? Let's discuss this idea further. Welcome to the Rumination Room. This is the story of the serpent in the tree. Across cultures and millennia, the image of a sacred tree appears consistently. These trees are not mere plants, they are cosmic symbols. They represent life itself, the axis mundi connecting heaven, earth, and the underworld. They are repositories of enlightenment, immortality, and the mysteries of the universe. But within these myths, almost invariably, there's a serpent entwined with these trees. From the Garden of Eden to the Hulupu tree to Yggdrasil, the serpent isn't just present, it's central to the story. But why? The serpent is usually today not seen as a symbol of good. Unlike the tree of life around which it slithers, we do not see them as providers of purity, enlightenment, or morality. In fact, snakes coiling about the ground instill so much fear in us humans, they are probably the reason why we invented ladders in the first place. So, what gives? Well, among these stories, the serpents and its role fall into two types of entities, the Gatekeeper and the Corruptor. The Gatekeeper is seen in the Greek myth of Ladon, the serpent guarding the tree containing the golden apples of immortality. The serpent which is later slain by Heracles. This is also seen in Hinduism and Buddhism in the Naga, which protects the Kalpavrishka or the Kalpataru, the wish-giving tree. And of course there is the Vision Serpent or the Rainbow Serpent, which sits intertwined with the World Tree at the axis of Earth as told in Mayan mythology. These tree serpents are guardians, or perhaps more correctly understood as the gatekeepers. They are the choosers who decide which humans may or may not gain the benefits of the tree. They decide who gains immortality or wisdom or enlightenment, the connection with the universe. They can be conquered like Hercules did, or found worthy from, as the Buddha did. Either way, these gatekeeper serpents represent an opposing force. One that requires specific deeds or moral character from prospect humans to weather and withstand their judgment. An idea we touched on when we talked about dragons breathing fire in a previous video. Overall, these serpents choose who is worthy of these trees. They make certain not just any human gains the power from the tree of life. The other serpent entity in these stories is the Corruptor, most easily seen in the serpent in the Garden of Eden story, who convinces Eve to eat of its fruits. But also the Corruptor is Nidhogg, biting at the root of Yggdrasil for the Norse. Valis, the serpent sleeping at the roots of the underworld tree in Slavic myth. The serpent at the base of the Halupu tree, confronted by Gilgamesh as told in Sumerian tales. These serpents do not guard the sacred tree, but seek to usurp it, to have its power destroyed or changed to their own whims. These serpents of the tree fulfill a similar function to the Gatekeeper, but are more malicious and insidious. Both directly determine how the power of the Tree of Life is used, but the Corruptor snake has a destructive intent behind these actions, either by eating the power and tearing down the enlightenment and the wisdom contained within, or, in the case of Genesis, to use it as a means to create sin, envy, and greed. They, too, make certain humans do not gain the gifts of the tree, just as the Gatekeeper, but they do it through evil. All this being said, what is my point? What am I getting at here with this video? I will stop burying the lead and get right to the point. In this enduring mythical motif, the serpent is not deciding the benefits of the tree for humanity. The serpent is humanity. Let me explain. Whether as the Gatekeeper or the Corruptor, the serpent in these myths represents humanity as a whole. The serpent takes form in us as a species naturally. It's the embodiment of the ambition or greed that arises within our species itself. The serpent whispers in our ears because it already lives in our hearts. The trees in these stories represent enlightenment, immortality, and the inherent goodness of the universe. But the serpent reveals our desire and typical impulse to hoard and control that power, and only let those we think are worthy to share in it with us. The Gatekeeper serpent is humanity dictating how and who gets the benefits, seen across every culture and civilization in all of human history. Government, religion, tradition. It takes form of control and decree. You want to be one of us? Prove yourself first. Show that you deserve it. Show us you belong in the VIP club of life. But more than that, the serpent is the vengefulness that builds up in people when one does not get that benefit, when we are barred by the Gatekeeper. The envy and anger so natural to our kind to bring pain to others as we have been given pain. It's the typical idea of, if I can't have it, then no one can. We've all heard that before. The serpent slithers into the garden, the home, the soul, not as an outsider, but as a reflection of us. The serpent in the tree is so well understood across every culture because we all know humankind and its dangerous side. The tree is paradise, and the serpent seeks to control it. It's the most common myth we know. The myth of the sacred tree and its serpent isn't just a story, though, it's a mirror. It shows us the best and worst of humanity, coiled together at the roots of our deepest myths. And it's why the story is told across the human species. It's the warning to every child who will one day grow up and join society to watch out for the snake in the grass, hiding in the tree of life. So, what do you all think? Is the serpent a simple warning of the dragon or the devil? Or am I touching on something here in my analysis that goes deeper? What would you do if you faced a serpent guarding immortality? Would you fight it? or try to earn its favor. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already for more discussions involving myths, legends, and folklore. And as always, thank you, listeners.